Hello friends. Friends, do you know that Singapore is a incredible country? It is the second richest country in the world with the second highest per capita GDP. Friends, it is a city state. It's very small country, almost in size 945 square kilometer, which is equivalent to the size of the capital of India, that is Delhi. I'm not talking about Delhi NCR. I'm talking about the only Delhi city, approximately, which is also 950 square kilometer. So friends, whole country Singapore is of the size of Delhi city in the area. Friends, I'm talking about Singapore because Singapore is not only a rich country, it is one of the finest country in the world, most peaceful country, and on many parameters including the UN Human Index, it is among the top countries on many different parameters. So I want to share with you a little story about Singapore, the background of Singapore, little bit of history of Singapore to make you understand that why it is so incredible country. So as you can see, so friends, as you can see, it is at the tip of the Malaysian peninsula. So this is on the north of this country is Malaysia, and Kuala Lumpur is around 4 to 5 hour drive from Singapore out here. So friends, on the north is the Malaysian peninsula. Malaysian mainland is there. It is at the tip. So basically, it's a set of islands. One very big main island, which I'll just show you, along with many other islands. And very interesting thing is that this is around 4 to 5 hour drive from Kuala Lumpur to Singapore, and this is a very busy highway between Kuala Lumpur and Singapore. So friends, I will tell you a little bit about Singapore so that you will get an idea that why it is so popular country, and it is also a very good tourist place. Especially it is frequently visited by the Asians, Europeans, and sometimes people from US also. And many people come from Australia also, because Singapore is a aviation hub also. So it is much easier for almost all the continent people to fly to Singapore from most places, most big cities in the world. Singapore has direct flight, being the aviation hub. And friends, as I told you that on the north is the Malaysian peninsula, and out here this is the Malacca Strait. I will tell you a little bit about the importance of Malacca Strait for the shipping route. I will just tell you. And this is a Singapore Strait. Very shallow waters are there, but this is the best route actually for the ships coming from the Indian Ocean side going to Pacific Ocean on this side. So this is Pacific Ocean. You have South China Sea and the Philippine Sea and many other seas. So this is the main link between the Indian Ocean and Pacific Ocean side, and this is the world's busiest channel actually for the shipping. And because of the shallow waters in the Singapore Strait, not very big ships can pass through this, but most of the commercial ships, which are called the Malacca Max, which means the ships, the maximum size of ship which can pass through the Malacca Strait. So Malacca Strait itself is a most congested route for shipping in the world. And friends, this is true that the link between Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, this is the shortest route. Although there are other straits, but that adds to few thousand and sometimes several thousand miles of nautical miles of shipping distance. So this saves money, lot of money. And friends, that is where the story of Singapore starts actually. That was the origin of Singapore. So way back in the early 19th century, British people identified this place as one of the shipping posts. So that is how the birth of Singapore happened actually in the modern times. The modern history, the origin of Singapore as a shipping post originates in the early 19th century by the Britishers. So it was a British colony for a very, very long time until the mid 20th century. In 1953, Singapore became independent and joined the Malaysian Federation. So, due to the ideological differences, within 2 years, Singapore exited from the Malaysian Federation and became a autonomous country, absolutely autonomous country, and built over time to become one of the richest country in the world. So this actually is the story of Singapore, and I will just show you the locational advantage which Singapore has. So friends, as you can see here that the ships coming from Suez Canal side this way, they have the only this route possible to cross over from Indian Ocean. This is the Indian Ocean to the Pacific Ocean this way, and they have to pass through Singapore to reach very, very important countries like Vietnam, South Korea, Japan, as you can see here, Philippines, Taiwan, and of course China. So friends, this geography was true when it was made the first British shipping post, and it is true today also. And this is the one most important reason why Singapore has been able to progress so well on the locational advantage it has on the planet. Now, friends, apart from the locational advantages, otherwise Singapore has no minerals or any natural resources. It is purely a small country, very less land is there. It is very well managed. It has a different type of democracy, which many people call it as meritocracy, and the same government actually has been ruling the country for a very, very long time. There are oppositions, but for all practical purposes, there is a single party rule in Singapore. But it has worked very well for the country. Friends, you will be surprised to know that the lack of land in Singapore was compensated by adding lot of reclaimed land in the sea. So almost 25% of the present land mass of Singapore is reclaimed from the sea. So now you have the main island of Singapore along with some small islands which serve different purposes for Singapore. So friends, Singapore is one of the biggest tourist place. It is a very modern city. I will take you to some of the interesting places in Singapore. In my this video, I will show you the world's best airport which Singapore has. It is rated as the best airport in the world. I will show you that Singapore International Airport, which is called Changi International Airport. So friends, the person who actually established Singapore in 19th century, early 19th century, 1819 actually, 1890, Sir Stamford Raffles. So that is a very important person for Singapore, and you will find the name of Raffles in various context in Singapore, I will show you. So as you can see here, this particular line divides Singapore from Malaysia. So this whole portion is Singapore, and apart from the main island Singapore has, there are 63 satellite islands in Singapore total. And friends, today Singapore is not only the second richest country in terms of per capita income, it is among the top countries in the world in terms of the shipping post, the shipping route, the port. Singapore port is among the top 10 port in the world. And friends, it is also one of the top tourist destination. It is coming out as a very major financial hub. It is a free port. So place is a retail heaven for the tourist or the shoppers, and it is also emerging as one of the biggest education hub in the world, with the top quality business education, technical education, higher education in several fields. So friends, it's a very interesting city state, very well managed, well organized, well laid out, one of the top urban areas of the world, a modern city. And friends, it is very disciplined country. The country is benefited by very strict discipline, and the Singapore laws are very strong laws in terms of cleanliness, hygiene, and the road sense, road traffic. And it has got one of the top quality urban transport system. The metro train and the bus system, the public transport is among the best in the world. So on many fronts, friends, Singapore is one of the top country in the world. So such a small city state has done so well, and there are many countries in the world which try to emulate the administration, the city management system, the water management. Singapore is among the top country in the world in water purification system and the water treatment technology. It is among the best in the world. The water quality of their water treatment know-how is quality wise among the best in the world. So there are, friends, many dimensions of Singapore which I will try to cover in this video. Some of the important things I will try to cover in this video. I will first take you to the Changi International Airport and show you that how well developed this airport is. So just look at this small video of Changi Airport, a small tour to Changi Airport with music. So friends, Changi International Airport has got 4 terminals, and it is always in the expansion mode. And the latest addition in Changi Port is the Jewel Changi portion of the airport. So this is a absolutely new concept in the international airport anywhere in the world. I will first take you to this latest addition to Changi Airport. So friends, this was Changi International Airport Joel portion, which is the new portion near Terminal 3 of Changi International Airport. Friends, in this video, I will stop here, and I will request you to wait for the second video on Singapore. In part 2, I will show you some really good places of Singapore, some tourist places. I will tell you a little bit more about the Singapore business and what all other things Singapore is famous for. I will tell you in the next video. Thank you very much. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and please press the bell button to get the notification for the new videos which will come on Singapore. Thank you very much.